Earlier today, we announced a new initiative from Chevrolet that provided another example of how new the new GM is. In recent years, GM has worked hard to improve the environment. We've decreased emissions from our factories, delivered fuel-efficient vehicles like the Chevy Cruze, developed innovative technologies like the Chevy Volt, Motor Trend's Car of the Year. I like their tagline. We thought it might be a science project, but it turned out to be a moonshot. Hats off to the guys that developed that one. That's a great car. I don't own one, I'm driving one. It's in the captured test fleet. Well, today, Chevrolet will now invest in new clean energy projects designed to reduce 8 million metric tons of carbon dioxide emissions. That's roughly the amount of carbon dioxide emitted by all the Chevys that will be sold or projected to be sold and driven in the United States in 2011. We believe it's the right thing to do for our customers, our company, and our communities. In fact, I don't see it so much as the green initiative as the red, white, and blue initiative. We've posted ads on social media sites, social media channels. So let's take a look at two of the ads right now. I hope you would agree with me. I'm proud to work for a company that makes such a statement. It's coincidental that this all came together on this momentous day in our history, but I think it's another strong statement about what kind of company we are, we individually and collectively. I'm happy to note that we're working with a number of key environmental organizations to ensure that our efforts benefit society in the biggest possible ways. In fact, I'd like to invite Eban Goodstein, Director of the Center for Environmental Policy at Bard College, to share his perspectives on what this announcement means today. Eban?
Well, it's truly an honor to be speaking to you today, and I think it is indicative of that on the day that you launched the IPO, that you also kind of announced this truly path-breaking initiative. It's a true demonstration of leadership. I'm a director of a graduate school in environmental policy, and I work with a lot of students in their mid-20s. And because I turned 50 this year, I tend to think in terms of 30s. So 30 years from now, I'll be 80, they'll be 55, it'll be 2040, and we'll all know the future of the Earth. We'll know how crowded and how hot the planet's going to get. We'll know whether we've rewired the world with clean energy. And we'll know how we all adapted and changed as oil became increasingly scarce and more expensive. To ensure a sustainable future, a lot is riding on American imagination and American creativity. We are the most innovative country on Earth, and when we put our minds to it, we can solve these problems. Chevy's Volt, first long-range electric vehicle, is truly a game changer. And the announcement today, with the plan to fund clean energy investments in American communities over the next few years, is also truly about leadership. With access to clean power, Chevy's Volt and the next generation of vehicles can succeed in changing the future, creating American jobs by weatherizing homes, installing solar panels, building wind turbines, is investing in clean energy and building a secure energy future for America and our kids. In committing to these investments, Chevy is recognizing that everything is connected to everything. Car companies can no longer just build cars. They need to think backwards to supply chains, sideways to complementary clean energy inputs, and above all, forwards to their customers and the future. These $40 million in investments will have payoffs that last for decades. If you weatherize a school or a community center, you get your money back in 3 to 5 years. And then that community saves on energy costs for the next 20 years. You can put those monies back into education. Solar and wind power require upfront investment. But then for the next 3 decades, the fuel to power those systems, the wind and the sun, is going to come free, courtesy of Mother Nature. You plant trees and forests, and they'll be cooling cities and soaking up carbon dioxide when my students are reaching retirement age. A lot of people refer to my parents' generation as the greatest generation because they fought and won World War II and grew up in the Great Depression. But in fact, today's young people are fast becoming the greatest generation. They didn't ask for it, but by virtue of being born sometime around 1990, it will be today's students who must see humanity through the coming critical next 3 decades, this critical bottleneck in which rapidly rising populations across the globe, all seeking a better way of life, are running up against critical resource shortages and profound environmental challenges, chief among these being the ever-thickening blanket of carbon dioxide that's surrounding the planet and quickly heating up the Earth. The job of our generation is to put tools in the hands of young people, allowing them to reinvent transportation and rewire the whole planet with clean energy. With the Volt, Chevy has delivered on one path-breaking solution. America is up to the challenges we face and can seize the market opportunities these challenges are creating. But with today's announcement of the Clean Energy Initiative, Chevy is showing a kind of broader vision and leadership that people are hungry for and on which they can build. The advisory board that Chevy has convened and that I'm a part of is committed to helping guide the investment process into high leverage projects that will make a difference in communities across America and help catalyze the clean energy revolution that will deliver on this promise of a secure and sustainable world. So in 30 years' time, we're going to look back at these investments that Chevy and others are making to rewire the country with clean energy. And we're going to remember the visionaries and the leaders. So thank you all today. Thank you to Chevy for setting the bar high in this drive towards a clean and secure energy future. Thank you very much.